Hi, Sevenoaks Books. I am Paul Mendez. This is my debut novel, Rainbow Milk, which came out last spring during the spring lockdown. I have to say thank you very much for your support and for getting Rainbow Milk into your readers' hands. It means a lot to me. But here we are in 2021 with another year, another lockdown, and Rainbow Milk is now out in paperback with this gorgeous cover. And I've sent some signed copies to Sevenoaks Books. At this point, I like to sort of normally recommend a few books. And I actually think it would be really cool to recommend some of the books that have had a really sort of profound effect on me as a reader and as a writer. And especially with Sevenoaks Books. I used to live in Kent. This is a sort of very ill-known fact about my life. I lived in Kent for 2.5 years back in the early 2000s in Tunbridge and Tunbridge Wells. And that was when I really sort of got into reading the books that would later influence Rainbow Milk. So one of those books is, I don't have the paperback anymore, I've lost it, I couldn't find it. So I've got it up on my iPad. The Secret History by Donna Tartt, which follows a group of students at a super luxurious and kind of exclusive private college, I think in Amherst. I'm really sort of racking my brains now for what the book's about because it's been so long. But it's just an absolutely brilliant novel about being a young person sort of away from your family and sort of, you know, with all the privilege in the world and sort of being amongst your peers. And it was sort of the first time I'd ever read a sex scene between two people of the same sex, so it was like quite electrifying for me at the time. Plus it's an absolutely brilliant novel, beautifully written. I also read for the first time James Baldwin, the summer of 2002. I was living in Tunbridge, and someone who had heard that I was writing pushed Tell Me How Long the Train's Been Gone into my hand, which I read again recently and realised just how much that novel had inspired Rainbow Milk. You know, I sort of read it and then forgot about it for 20 years. Read it last summer and realised that it just completely sunk into me and really sort of came out through my own book. So if you haven't read that, it's one of his lesser known novels, published in 1968. I would highly recommend it. And I read Against Nature by Joris Karl Usmol. After I left Kent, left Tunbridge, I was living in London. It was my first year in London back in 2004. And it's about a sort of aristocratic Frenchman who leaves Paris to find somewhere where he can be far enough away from Parisian fin de siècle society, but still sort of close enough to have one foot in. And he sort of creates this kind of like aesthetic universe around himself. And because I was sort of quite a lost soul at the time, it really, really spoke to me. And you know, it's a great, great book. Influenced Oscar Wilde as well. So those are my recommendations. Thank you very much for watching and listening, and I hope you enjoy reading. Take care.